If you have received a procedural fairness letter for the spousal sponsorship application, probably this is a video that you need to watch till the end. I'm Niladri Mukherjee. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I practice in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. I'm also the founder and the CEO of Nuvonation Immigration Consulting. While filling up the government forms for the spousal sponsorship application, it is super important to mention each and every detail categorically, thoroughly, and truthfully, because immigration views this kind of application with suspicion, particularly if those application is coming from India, if those applications are coming from Africa. Immigration views this with suspicion. They have the concern whether this marriage is a genuine marriage, whether the documentation submitted have been the truest one, whether the marriage invitation card was correct, and all these suspicions. Along with that, you have to mention all the visa refusal and the immigration history of the spouse that you are trying to sponsor. A single mistake could potentially jeopardize the application and for you to get a PFL. The most common reasons that I see folks getting PFL on the spousal sponsorship application is when the spouse is not truthful about mentioning the immigration history. If he or she has some US visa refusal and you do not mention that, you get a PFL. And when the officer is suspicious about your immigration history, when they think that, well, the details that you are mentioning on the form is not matching up with their records, they become over suspicious with their application, and then they say that, well, we are not sure at this point with the credibility of your overall application, right? So when you respond to this kind of a PFL, there are two facets that I would like you to highlight. One part is the fact whether that's a genuine mistake, who has made this mistake, what led to this mistake, and those kind of stuff. The second part is the fact when you talk a little bit about your spousal sponsorship application itself. You have to prove, even in that PFL response letter, that the marriage was genuine, that the invitation cards were all genuine, that there were relatives present. Everything, a summation of everything, if you will, in brief, whatever you have provided as a part of your spousal sponsorship application, a gist of which it needs to be provided along with the response to the PFL. I'm not talking about attaching the WhatsApp chats. I'm not talking about attaching the honeymoon photographs. I'm talking about the proofs, the statements, and substantiated with documentary evidences to the extent possible. For example, if you guys have gone to the honeymoon together and if you have the flight boarding pass with you, attach that. It's less heavy as compared to attaching a photograph because you have a file size limitation. But it's super important for you to attach all those documents and talk about the genuinity of the marriage, talk about the process, the authenticity of the spousal sponsorship process in itself, along with addressing the specific concerns that the officer has highlighted in the PFL. That is exactly the reason that you get 30 days of time for a spousal PFL. 30 days is a long time for you to prepare a good submission and to draft a response for them. As an organization, we work with this kind of cases a lot. I consult clients as well as I take up the whole case and respond to this kind of letter through legal submission. So if you need me to assist you with the whole process, come for a consultation. All the information is there on the website nuvonation.ca. We'll be very happy to go through the case in detail to tell you how it needs to be addressed, what documents to be added, and exactly how this letter you are going to write. I hope this helps. See you guys in the next one. Bye now. Cheers.